Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your Timeless Empowerment reading. This Oracle card reading is for Taurus Moon, Sun, and Ascendant. Also, you may find that the title has drawn you in. We really are an amalgamation of all the different zodiac signs. So if this message calls to you, there really might be a message for you here in this video. I chose to make my readings timeless because these readings deal with healing. They deal with love relationships, and everyone's at different places at different times. So when this video finds you, if you're drawn to it, then this probably has a message for you in it. If you're new here, my name is Debbie Dubois. Welcome to my channel where we talk about empowerment, we talk about spirituality, and we also talk about the new love relationship blueprint. I do want to let you know that by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, it really enables me to be able to include you in the collective energies that I'm reading for, not only in this reading, but in future readings as well. So if you feel called to do that, it might be a good time to do that now. So let's get started. I can't tell you how very excited I am. I did my first reading of this series on Aries, and it was so much fun to do. So I'm really looking forward to reading for Taurus today. You will notice my Christmas tree in the background before anyone says anything. That is a crystal tree. It has crystals inside of it. I use it for meditation, and I absolutely love it. So I have decided not to take it down quite yet. So bear with me. And the other thing you'll notice is I have a kitten, and she stirred up my other cats. So we basically have some zoomy cats going on, and I will try not to let them distract me, and hopefully they will not distract you as well. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm pulling a healing card from the Intuit Soul Expansion Trio. We're going to look at, and this is how I want to do all of my readings. These readings are for your empowerment. I'm not going to get on here and tell you you should do this and you should do that. I'm going to tell you some perspectives on where you might be at that you may find helpful. So the first thing we'll do is, oh my goodness. All right, so stress is the first card that comes up. And then what I like to do is there is the Soul Expansion Trio focus deck. So we're going to say, okay, what are we going to focus on of all the things that there's to focus on with stress? Like, who has stress at this point? No one, right? But let's look at a specific area of stress for you. And then we'll read some cards and we'll figure out what, what kind of messages come through. Oh my gosh, my cats. she's very vocal. That's her, the one with the puffy tail. And she's going after all my other cats. Well, I have two other cats. Yes, just call me the cat lady. Animals, you have got to be kidding me. This is the magic of Intuit Oracle cards. I am going to take a moment right now to tell you that my business partner is Kimberly Aria. We co-own Intuit Oracle, and we create cards that anyone can read. And we're really, both of us are very, very focused on helping people tune into their own inner knowing. So our formula has been to put keywords on cards. And then this most recent deck was actually one of my brainchild because I wanted to be able to focus better on readings. We're actually going to look at the stress, and we're going to keep animals in mind. Animals is hyper specific. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull another card too. But do you see how the energy, I was dealing with the cats in the background and the animals card shows up? But that may be something that you're dealing with. And we've got another card here on sacred space. All right. So we're going to look at stress around sacred space. Animals probably comes into play. And I think in this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the first part of the reading with the Intuit Oracle. That tends to have to do with home. It tends to do with home and relationships. It's a really good starting place. But, as I'm shuffling the cards, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull my cards, but I am getting a message already coming through with stress, animal, and sacred space. And I want to say that what I have been noticing is that people, it's almost like, do you notice almost everyone has what I would consider to be a daemon, which is, if you ever watched the Golden Compass series, which is kind of obscure, so you might not have, Each person had a daemon that was attached to them. Well, that's interesting. The first card that comes up is a snake, so that's interesting. Um, but it was like the daemon was a part of your soul. And I can't help but say that during this very stressful time that we're all in from a global perspective, not to mention the very rapid growth we're all making in ascension, and spiritual growth right now, it seems that animals serve a really big purpose. And so when we're dealing with stress, I know that I've had times where I've been really in a bad space and I've climbed into my bed. I might even be shedding a few tears, and my kitten comes up and sits on my chest. So, and the other thing that comes up, right? I got the mortar and pestle. The other thing that comes up about sacred space is something that has been really reaching to me lately about how blessed I am to have that sacred space, because the thing that sacred space does is it gives you the opportunity to know where your energy ends and someone else's begins. And when I was living at my family house, oops, let me get this card. What have I got here? Heart. When I was living at my family's house, I was constantly in a state of stress because whenever they're in a particular place, then I could not help but be affected by the energies. But now that I'm in my own living space and have been for over 2 years, it's like, yes, the cats are an energy in and of itself, usually reflected of me sometimes, but I can tell that this energy is mine, and I have to deal with the energy that I'm sitting with myself. I can't externalize it. I can't say it's from this or this or this. Well, I can, but I'm pretty self-aware. So it's been incredibly helpful for stress because I don't have to monitor myself for other people. Okay, I got the wild card. I don't have to modify myself. If I can accept where I'm at, which as long as you're able to accept where you're at, it does help reduce the stress. You have to be able to say, this is the space that I'm at right now. It's not anybody else. It's me. What can I do to go into it? And from an empowerment standpoint, to own how you feel and to accept how you feel, and maybe even to accept some comfort, right, from our animal friends, and to find sacred space. If you don't have the blessing of being on your own, and you might not think of it as being a blessing to be on your own. And I know there's a lot of people that have left relationships that have been really trying and taxing, but to be able to find sacred space is the place where you can find your energy, what belongs to you, if that makes sense. All right, and so I got the Maverick. I got the Maverick and the Wild card in one row here. All right, so I think that that's the message that's kind of coming through on the healing. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull a few more cards. We got the Lion. See what else we got. This is coming up a lot. Oh my gosh. All right, so I got the Teacups. And this card is flying all the time, the Twin Flame card. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that in the second half of the reading. Will be on the love relationship. We got the Hummingbird, which is lifting out of negativity. All right, so there's definitely some relationship stuff coming around this topic. Wow, and we got the Bear. Okay, and this, I want to speak to this. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm really excited about this. I have a new setup where I can show a tabletop view of the cards. It gives me a chance to show you. I like to show people how to read our cards and how they relate to each other as to how they sit on the table. Because I would like to say, yes, I love reading cards for you. And I hope that my messages are inspirational and encouraging, because that's what I'm here for. But really, my job, as a way I see it, is to help you get in touch with your own inner knowing and your own guidance so that you don't have to rely on people like me. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy it, but that's why I like to show how to use the cards. we designed them for that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch to my tabletop view. Okay, I see so much information in this reading. We're going to take it and break it down a little bit. First of all, there's obviously something in here with a love relationship or something about something that's coming in that you're deeply, deeply soul connected to. Love. It could be, actually, it could be your higher self too, with the divination, the fluidity of this deep soul connection. This could be you yourself, or this could be a relationship. We're going to look at the relationship part in a moment. But you know what's jumping out about this reading for me is the bear. And that is, I want to say that you're really becoming more and more the boss of your own life. But you are in a process of making something new out of what you've been doing. And I want to say that there is a very big focus right now on your spiritual purpose, what you're here to do. And what's interesting is, I mentioned this in just the opening when we were pulling the cards, that to have the wild card and the maverick come in together kind of tells me, look at this is a 24 and a 25 card. We've got Maverick being the rule breaker, the nonconformist, which, you know, Taurus is typically pretty conventional, but you're seeing the words unconventional, outside the box, risk taker, which, you know, I'm not saying that it's not ever possible. You have a lot of different elements in your chart. You could be more of a risk taker, but Tauruses tend to be very grounded, right? But we've also combined this with the wild card, which is unpredictable, the X factor, unexpected, game changer, something, it's an opportunity. And what I want to say is this opportunity is coming in around your calling. And this is the boss CEO. This is, you know, you coach. When we look at the different things that are on this card, it's a very secure, I want to say very abundant. Well, the word affluence is right on there, but it's you're in control, you're in charge. And look at what else is here. We've got the another animal. We've got quite a few animal cards here, actually. So we've got the lion, which is leadership. We've got inner strength. We have heart-centeredness and devoted. And I do think that those are characteristics that we typically see with the Taurus energy, the confidence. But it's almost like there's an up leveling. You know, what stress you may be feeling right now could be related to you're in the process of making something new with your career. You could be looking for new ways to express yourself. Um, we've got this, you know, and again, it's interesting because these two cards are positioned one right on top of each other. These are the central energy cards to me in a reading, are the two central, you know, in a row. And they're both dealing with love. They're both dealing with romance. They're both dealing with joy, love, desire, and all of those things. And when I think about it, yes, it could be tangible love, but I also think that when I think of the heart, it is really to me about aligning with your highest good, with your highest knowing. And you know, if you're moving in a new space in terms of career, you're wanting to follow in a direction that you're really passionate about. And it's almost like you can't continue to do what you've been doing if your heart's not in it. So you're in the process of making something new. The teacup, it's funny, the teacup has been coming up a lot in readings. And, you know, I think of this as it is a comfort. It is you time. The you time kind of goes along with the sacred space. In order to do some of the stuff that you're being guided to do from a career standpoint, your sacred space becomes essential. All right. And I want to make the suggestion that sacred space can be just carving out a special room for yourself. Now, probably most of you Tauruses have that. You know, I think of you as having, you know, your little office or your study. It's the place that you go to. Really spending time in there, um, and allowing yourself that space away from maybe what other people are thinking, what other people want you to do, is a good start to this. I do feel that whatever it is you're looking to do is going to be something that you're thinking, oh my gosh, can I really do this? Can I really make this happen? Whatever it is, whether, you're trying to leave a current job, or, you're retiring from a job and you're wondering what you're going to do with yourself, or maybe you're just getting started in your career and you're making the transition to create something for yourself. Even like I can imagine an example is someone that's come out of school and they've got a degree in something and they realize, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Okay, now let's talk about it, and this kind of falls into here, the snake energy. I was kind of wondering how the snake energy fits into all this, but I want to say, like, the deception is maybe you feeling that you have to follow a particular path, like you've always been thinking that this is the way you have to go, and that's been very deceiving. This is a temptation energy to me. The snake in this reading is a temptation. It's a temptation that's counterproductive and toxic. And it could be the seduction of, yourself saying, oh, you can't go forward and do this, you're not going to make enough money, or who's going to understand, or you have too much responsibility, or this card seems very much like, almost like the devil card to me in this reading. That's basically saying, hey, you're not a rule breaker. You can't do this. You're not supposed to be unconventional. Get back inside the box. Does that make sense? But the hummingbird is saying you have to do what you enjoy. You have to find, you have to find that lightness of being in being present in what you do. And where I want to say the rapid response comes in is, it's almost like your higher self is saying, like, don't spend too much time thinking this through. Like, you have to respond in the moment of now, and don't allow yourself to talk yourself out of certain things, because that's this energy right here. This energy almost feels like the ego energy that would give yourself the silent treatment. And I'm telling you, a lot of times stress is going to come from what we say when we talk to ourselves. And I'd like to say that all right, the bear energy, I would almost say, is also your higher self energy, which is your protector. This is your mama bear. This is the part of you that knows exactly why you're here. It's the piece of you that can help you deal with the stress, because what I'm getting right now is you need to trust. Okay? Now, animals are here, so I want to say that maybe this is an additional message that, and I really do think it was influenced by the fact that my cats were crazily running around in the background at the time, which they've calmed down. But I do think that this is a very important card for all of us, because to have that sacred space, like I said, when I was climbing into the bed and I have my cat jump on top of me and just purr. Oh, and here she is. She wants to, you're not going to catch on fire, I hope, with my candle, kitty. Oh my gosh. No, no, no. All right, you're gonna get down. Thank you. Um, yeah, she is making her appearance to let you know that, this energy right here, look what happened to me when she got up on my table, right? That lightness of being lifting out of negativity. It brings you really great energy. So you've got the support. But I notice with animals, we have the snake, which is an official Lenormand animal, but we have the bear, we have the hummingbird, we have the swans, and we have the lion. So all of these seem to be very instrumental in your reading. So I'm going to leave that, the healing part for now. We're going to go into the love portion of the reading. I'll go ahead and pull cards here so you can see them coming out. But we're going to still be looking at the same cards from a love standpoint. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reshuffle these cards. I think I'm going to stick with the Intuit Oracle because your energy, the energy feels very career related and very home related and love related. So that is the Intuit Oracle is the deck that is my go-to deck for that kind of stuff. And just a second. Yeah, I want to reshuffle. I want to see, that twin flame card. It's been popping out a lot. And I got to tell you that I've been saying this in all of my readings and in my conversations with friends is there is definitely something on the move with relationships. And I talk about the original blueprint of relationships. It's because the old one is not going to continue to work. It's based on codependency. That's the main thing. It's based on codependency and patterns of imperfection. So let's go ahead and we're going to ask, for Taurus, this is our Taurus Sun, Ascendant, Moon. Let's see what does the Intuit Oracle have to say about love for you. All right, so we've got the crossroads and we've got the Milky Way. The first thing that comes to mind is with the road is that you have some choices right now. Oh wow, you've got some really good if there is someone coming in, this really depends on where you are at in your relationship. And just remember, this is a general reading. I'm going to be doing a more specific love reading, but I want to get through all of my astrological, the zodiac signs first. But Milky Way is about social media. It's about exposure, connection. We've got a child card, which is beginnings. So something's beginning, whether it's a new relationship or it's something within the relationship you're in. It does seem that for those of you that are single, that it looks like there might be some choices coming in for you. Maybe meeting through, oh, wow. All right. So we got the dog, but maybe meeting through social media, publicity. All right. We've got the white feather. We've got the sun. We've got the dog. Of course, I'll show you these cards closer up. Yeah, the dog is a supportive friend. Friendship turns to love. So maybe there's someone already in your life. Uh-oh, and we've got the ball and chain. So maybe there's something going. The road is saying, okay, make up your choice, weigh your options. Do you want to be stuck and weighed down? Or do you want your independence? Do you want to continue to remain in codependency? Or do you want to follow your inner guidance, which is what the lighthouse says? What I noticed right away is that this is for a collective of Taurus, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and even if it's just the title that's pulled you in to hear this message, I'm getting several different love scenarios, situations here. The first one that had jumped out at me was the ball and chain, that there might be a codependent relationship that some of you are in the process of either transforming or trying to get out of. Sacred space means kind of to me like if you're doing this kind of relationship, or if this is a potential, like something that's on the horizon, your sacred space is where it is at to eliminate the stress about this. But I want to say that our guidance system is present and accounted for, and it's going to help illuminate the way and help you find the way to navigate this situation, to gain clarity on where this codependence is showing up. And I was saying in this other recording is that basically codependency is something that we all embody because of where we're at. We are in a disempowerment chamber. And because of that, it's actually codependency is almost written into our genes. And the process of ascension is literally is raising out of codependency and making something new. That's where the mortar and pestle came in, right? It's tuning into your own inner knowing in your own heart. And we have to break codependency. So this right here might just be the call for you to do that, to work on breaking that codependency and either transform or maybe even leave that particular person. Only you know. I want to say that with the cross being right here in the same section of the table, I want to say that, you know, you might have stayed in relationship that wasn't helpful for you, for all kinds of reasons. It could be your spiritual beliefs, feeling that it's your duty, that it's your destiny, that, you know, you just have to. I want to say almost like that martyr energy. It's like, well, this is my lot and I need to stay in it. If you feel that's true, then it's very possible that you're being asked to transform or transmute or help that particular relationship model or temple ripple out to a transformation of your current relationship. And we've got the card here, the child, and the child is basically saying, you know, brand new beginnings, new perspective. When we change ourselves, we change everything. And what I've noticed is if you make changes to yourself, you are either going to drive the person away that you've been in a relationship with that has not been productive for you. You're going to drive them away, or they're going to change. It one of two things has to happen because you're a really powerful creator. So that's one of the things I was picking up. However, I was also picking up that if you don't have anyone in your life, or, all right, well, let's first cover this. You do have someone in your life, and maybe you've got, no, I didn't mean to say that. Let's say you don't have someone in your life, and you might have a couple of choices coming in. That might be happening for you. This might be happening through people that you know that are introducing you to someone to you, or you're meeting people on social media that you're becoming connected with. But this card is about much, you know, many options. It's what do you want to say? It's more of an expansive energy. So it's possible that you're going to be weighing your choices, but I can tell you that it does look like whoever's coming in is going to be one of those supportive people, someone who maybe even starts out as a friend and becomes more to you than that. But this person, it has possibly got the kind of resources that you need. And you know, this does say resources with the fish as finances, money, income, and things like that. But it also could be just what you need. And listen, Taurus, I mean, let's not, we know that Taurus is about being grounded, being financially secure, and all of that stuff. You're very likely to draw in someone that has money as long as you've cleared your issues around money. If you have any things that you need to transmute about money, but if you are in a really good space with money, it makes perfect sense that you would draw someone in. Again, this brand new could be the beginning of a new relationship. But it does look like you might have choices. And I want to say this. There's a possibility that there might be a choice between a supportive friend and someone who could be a real codependency, difficult relationship. And just from my own experience, sometimes these ball and chain relationships are the ones that give us this big climax rush. Woo, right? Oh yeah, love that, right? But in you're like, oh, this feels so good and everything. However, you know, you're going to be maybe looking at is what do I prefer? Right? Do I prefer that old codependent chasing feeling of relationship where they're really attractive and you want to see them and all this stuff, and but you know, then on the other hand, you've got this person that's more of a friend, someone that's super supportive, playful, and what are you going to choose? So I would say in the higher perspective, I would say, you know, you're going to use your own inner guidance system to see what it is that your soul needs. Yeah, all right. So let's take a look at the white feather. And the white feather is a reconciliation card. So it may be possible, it's a possibility, and this is weighing options. It may be a possibility of reconciling with something that did not work out in the past. So this could be a soulmate that you've had a relationship with that you feel a new calling to rise above whatever differences that you had and come together in a brand new way, right? I would say almost in any case in these distorted templates of relationships like this, that that what has to happen is we have to really deal with our own codependence. And that may be something, I mean, that seems to be a big, big thing in the relationships that I've been seeing is we're still working through codependency issues. A lot of the masculines are working through codependency issues, actually. A lot of the feminines are actually getting more aligned with their higher self, and which is what enables you to bring in these multiple choices or to feel worthy of the support that you need financially and things of that nature. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to pull an empower card to kind of close out the love part of this reading. And before I do that, though, I want to say this whole sacred space, this sacred space is this energy of sacred space is calling me to be discussed about in terms of the codependency. And I think in the beginning of the reading, we were talking a little bit about codependency and knowing where your energy begins. I'm telling you, when you make shifts and changes in yourself, the other person has to meet you or leave you. It just, you will not be able, your higher self will not be able to sustain having someone in your field, in your sacred space, that is going to counteract the changes that you make within yourself, because the ascension process is about your own power center. So let's go ahead and see. All right, be willing to stand alone. Those who are meant to stand with you will remain. Are you kidding me? Can you believe that? This is what I'm talking about with the cards. This is spooky. We were just talking about your sacred space and being willing to find that sacred space and be alone within it. And those who are meant to be with you will be. Those who do not match your vibration, they will be asked to leave by their higher self, or they will shift. So fascinating, fascinating. Okay, I'm going to leave the love portion of the reading there. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much for joining me, Taurus, for this reading. You might want to check out your sun, well, if your sun or your ascendant or your moon in the other readings. That's what I'm getting ready to do. Is I've done Aries, Taurus, and now I'm going on to Gemini. So I'm really pushing to have a full spectrum of the zodiac signs very soon. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave comments. Tell me how this impacted you, or what you may have gained, or maybe even share how you interpreted the cards that you saw within your circumstance, because everything that you're going through can help the community that we are building here on YouTube. Oh, and also you might want to check out the video that I did for 2025, which is just a general reading about what we can expect in the crazy energies. And I also put out 10 practical tips and coping strategies for dealing with these changes that are happening, which is insane right now. So if that calls to you, you might want to check it out. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye.